Have you ever wondered why prayer is so important? It's more than just a ritual or a tradition. It's a profound form of communication with God. Through prayer, we can express our faith, our hopes, and our deepest desires. We can share our joys, our sorrows, and our concerns. It's our personal hotline to the divine, a direct connection to the one who knows us best and loves us most. Prayer is also a way of seeking guidance. It's where we can ask for wisdom, for strength, for comfort. It's where we can confess our shortcomings and ask for forgiveness. It's where we can express our gratitude for all the blessings we've received. In essence, prayer is a spiritual journey, a conversation with God that deepens our relationship with Him. It's a vital part of our spiritual life, a lifeline that keeps us connected to our Creator. Now let's dive into the teachings of Jesus about prayer. Imagine walking along the dusty roads of ancient Judea among a crowd following a man named Jesus. Picture this. The sun is beating down, the air is filled with the murmur of voices, and the scent of olive trees fills your nostrils. You're in the midst of a group, a band of 12 men, all with a sparkle of curiosity in their eyes. They're following a man who speaks with authority, yet kindness. His name is Jesus. Jesus, seeing their eager faces, decides it's time for a lesson about prayer. Now don't get it twisted. These men, his disciples, they're not new to prayer. They're children of Israel after all. They've been praying since their mothers first taught them how. But Jesus, well, he had a knack for bringing fresh perspectives to old ideas. So Jesus begins. He paints a picture of an intimate conversation, not a public spectacle. But one of the disciples, let's call him Simon for the sake of the story, he seems a bit perplexed. You see, Simon, he's used to long, elaborate prayers, filled with grand words and dramatic gestures. So he interrupts Jesus, his brow furrowed in confusion. But teacher, he asks, how will everyone know I'm devout if I don't pray loudly and at length? Jesus, with a knowing smile, gently corrects him. Simon, he says, prayer is not a performance. It's a heartfelt conversation with our Father in heaven. The crowd chuckles and Simon blushes a bit, but he nods in understanding. As the lesson continues, Jesus introduces a new concept, a prayer that starts with Our Father. This time, it's another disciple who's puzzled. Let's call him Thomas. Thomas, with his hand scratching his beard, asks, Our Father, why not my Father? Jesus smiles again, his eyes twinkling with amusement. Thomas, he says, prayer is not just about you, it's about all of us. We are all children of the same Father. The crowd erupts into a soft laughter and Thomas grins, giving a sheepish shrug. The lesson goes on with Jesus teaching them the words of what we now know as the Our Father prayer. Each line, each word is a gem of wisdom, a guide on how to approach God, how to ask and what to ask for. The disciples listen, their faces reflecting the dawning understanding. And then, just as the sun begins to set, casting long shadows on the dusty roads, Jesus concludes his lesson. He looks at his disciples, their faces now glowing with newfound knowledge. He smiles, satisfied. He knows he's given them something precious, something that will echo through the ages. And so, Jesus taught his disciples not just to pray, but how to pray. Subscribe to this channel for more spiritual words. So, what is this Our Father prayer that Jesus taught? Well, let's take a closer look. The Our Father prayer, also known as the Lord's Prayer, starts with Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. This is not just a greeting, but a recognition of God's sovereignty and holiness. It's like saying, hello, Dad, you're the best and your name is sacred. Then we say, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Here we are expressing our desire for God's divine plan to unfold, just as smoothly as a well-oiled bicycle chain. We're asking for earth to reflect heaven's perfection, like a mirror reflecting a beautiful sunset. Next comes, give us this day our daily bread. Now this isn't about asking for a loaf of sourdough or a baguette. It's a humble request for our daily needs, not wants, but needs. Imagine you're at a restaurant and you're asking the waiter for just enough food to satisfy your hunger, not a 7-course meal. Then we say, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. This is about acknowledging our mistakes and seeking forgiveness, just as we would apologize after accidentally stepping on someone's toes. At the same time, we're pledging to forgive others too, like letting go of a grudge after a friend borrowed your favorite book and forgot to return it. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Here we're asking for guidance to stay away from wrongdoings, like a GPS steering us clear from a road full of potholes. We're also seeking protection from evil, like wearing a helmet when riding a bike. Finally, we conclude with, "For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen." This is a reaffirmation of God's eternal supremacy and glory. It's like standing atop a mountain, looking at the vast expanse and saying, "This is your domain and you're the ultimate ruler." The Our Father prayer is more than a set of words. It's a heartfelt conversation with God, full of reverence, requests, and recognition of His authority. It's like a long-distance call to a beloved parent filled with love, respect, and trust. And that's the Our Father prayer, a simple yet profound communication with the divine. So what can we take away from this Our Father prayer? The Our Father prayer, also known as the Lord's Prayer, is a treasure trove of spiritual wisdom, and there are 3 key takeaways that we can apply to our lives today. Firstly, the prayer emphasizes the importance of forgiveness. When we say, "Forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us," we are not only asking for God's mercy, but also committing ourselves to forgive others. This principle of reciprocal forgiveness is a powerful reminder that just as we need forgiveness, we should also extend it to others. It's a call to let go of resentment, to seek reconciliation, and to cultivate a heart of mercy. The second takeaway is the emphasis on seeking God's will. "Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven." These words remind us that our ultimate aim should be to align our will with God's, not to bend His will to ours. This is a call to humility, to acknowledge that God's wisdom surpasses our own, and to trust that His plans for us are for our good, even when we don't fully understand them. Thirdly, the prayer underscores the importance of trusting in God's provision. "Give us this day our daily bread" is a plea for our daily needs, yes, but it's also an expression of trust. It's a statement of faith that God will provide for our needs, that He cares for us, and that we can rely on Him in every circumstance. It's a call to live in a state of dependence on God, acknowledging that every good thing we have comes from His hand. In conclusion, the Our Father prayer encourages us to cultivate a heart of forgiveness, to seek God's will above our own, and to trust in His provision. These are timeless principles that can guide us in our daily lives, helping us to live in a way that reflects God's love and wisdom. Remember, prayer is not just about asking for what we want, but aligning ourselves with the divine will. So, we've journeyed through ancient Judea, learned from Jesus, and unpacked the Our Father prayer. We've dived into the depths of it, understanding its profound significance and the wisdom it carries. We've learned how it guides us to seek forgiveness, express gratitude, and foster a deep, personal relationship with the divine. Remember, prayer isn't just a ritual, it's a conversation with God, a dialogue of love and faith. May your conversations with the divine be as profound and meaningful as the Our Father prayer. Until next time, stay blessed.